Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial where we talk about logins, the different kinds of roles and different kinds of buttons that are available for different kinds of roles, and if you sign up through the Carbon Updates dashboard, how it's going to solve that pain point for you to get your carbon project from up in your mind, up in the air, from all these confusion to a streamlined system which can help you go from your paperclip, your laptop, your dashboard to actually generating carbon credits and making an impact in climate action and helping curb climate change. So to get you started, we always click with the get started button. If you don't know how to get to this dashboard, all you gotta do is go to www.carbonupdates.com. So the video link description has the link below. You can just click on that, www.carbonupdates.com, and then you just click on get started. Now whenever you click get started, you always get this menu where you can click into any of these options. I always like to choose Nepal because I am from Nepal and I like to choose Nepal. You can always see in the background the Nepal's map always showing, and the different kinds of projects that are currently being on the process of registering in Nepal. So whenever you click on get started, you'll see Nepal's capital Kathmandu and the map showing over here. This is the Global Forest Watch. You can interact with this dashboard, you can interact with any of the maps and the layers over here. There's a layer button which can help you have a base working map. We can have a land-based project, we have project-based activities. We've already covered all of these layers, and we've covered through how drone mapper software goes. We've covered how carbon price estimator goes in one of our earlier tutorials. If you would like to check it out, just go to the tutorials playlist on our YouTube channel and you can see that. We already talked about the IPCC database, so you can access all of these through this select layer page. There's also the 3D visualizer that basically gives you a visualizing tool that can assess, understand, and you can click on this and then pretty much see a real life twin, a digital twin of your project over here in our 3D visualizer once your project is approved, right? So we're talking about project approval, right? That means there is someone that is going to approve that. So the project view that is going to house all of that. So we're going to talk about that today. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click in login, and I'm going to click in with the super admin password that was being provided by the admin team to me. I personally would love to just show you all the features. So the super admin will give you the view, and that can interchangeably go from like one role to the other. But whenever you sign in, you can only sign in with one role. You can either be a financier or for that I'll just click info over here, and so you can choose one of these four roles. Super admin is the only role that is going towards the developers, right? So since I am giving you this tutorial, I was given access by the developers to log in as a super admin. But individually, if I were to log in, I would be logging in either as a government stakeholder, which I'm not, so I'm not ever get this chance, but either I would be a financier or a verifier or a project developer. Why do we have government stakeholders? We're gonna figure that out pretty soon. So without much further ado, just log in, and I'm gonna give the password. So I think everybody understands the username and password, right? So if you log in, so it says welcome you are logged in as a guest or a super admin, right? So you have all these roles available here. If you are a super admin, you're gonna get only one the role. I'm going to show you at the end of the video what happens if you just log in with one single role. So remember, whenever we were in the guest view, we could not see what was in the project view. Now we can, because we've selected Nepal as a country. We haven't registered any projects in Nepal, because once you register a project, the government has to approve, because Nepal is still on the way as of 25th of July to approve the amended policy for carbon trade and carbon business, right? So we are not legally allowed to do it in Nepal, and that is a situation for most of these other countries. So we have total zero projects, total zero verified area, total carbon stored. But does that mean can we not start a project today? Yes, we can. But the fact of the matter is, if we start a project, it's going to go to the database. So if we register a project before the policy is enacted into the database, you're going to have to restart and do it all over again. So I suggest you to hold your horses, and we will be able to give you the information, right? So whenever you log in, right, and you click on the info button, this is what you're going to be shown, right? This is your information hub. Basically, if there are tasks in the info hub, you complete that task and you're done. Nothing else to do. Basically, it's like the idea of using your phone and there's notification, right? Your tasks are your notification. If there are tasks in your notification zone, you follow through. So I'm going to go through the flow of how a project is built, right? It starts from a project developer, they create a project, then it goes to a verifier, they verify the project, it goes to a financier, they ask for some data, or they say I would like to invest, then it goes to the government stakeholder, they may want to do a compliance check, all of that. That's a very heavy process, right? That's very involved and heavy. So we've made it very easy for a user flow. So let's start with the first type of person that is involved in any carbon project, and that is a project developer. You can see it as a role of a project developer over here, and since we are not registering any project, it's going to give you 0, right? So let's go back to the map view, and as you can see, there is project developer specific buttons over here. There's new project, there's upload project monitoring data, and there is request verification. So let's start. If you have a blank slate like this, you have 0 projects, what you do is you click on new project, right? So this is a very easy form that you can fill. Whatever it requires in this form, I'm going to say it out to you. We have project name, project location, project type, right? You can select your project type from our grassland, restoration. If you've seen any of our earlier videos, we're going to talk about different kinds of projects, right? So let me show you what are the different kinds of projects that are available. Project based activities, you can have a large scale tree plantation, mangrove restoration, wetland restoration, soil carbon enhancement, rooftop solar plants, solar wind turbines, micro hydro, biogas digesters, improve cook stove, LED lighting systems, water purification system, or home insulation and efficiency, right? Or you can pretty much have a area, and that can have all sorts of combinations in that, and you can just select that area and then estimate based on that, right? So we're not going to talk about this a little bit if you need an idea on this, but the PDF and the JSON files and everything that is generated by this layer, which is called your base working map layer, this one, right? All the PDF that is generated, you can upload it here, right? We're going to come to that. So you enter your project location, which you can get from the base working map, and you select your project type, and then you enter your target carbon storage. And if you are very new to this, right, you don't know how to calculate that, you look at our earlier tutorial, right? It all comes together now. So you just click on either one of these, and it is going to give you an estimation on your target, your time, and everything else. So you can pretty much get your information from there, and beyond that, it's very easy. You upload your project detail, everything that you can export from the base working map, you upload it here. You upload your company registration, you upload your tax registration. If you're part of Nepal, you have to upload your tax clearance. You get like a document that says you have paid taxes from last year, and then you can upload your GIS details, which is basically your map and metadata and JSON data. So basically your GIS details would be anything related to the location. So I'll show you what a GIS data looks like. Let's just click a temperate forest, and your GIS data would probably be like, basically, let's say, I'm just gonna make a rectangle over here, right? So this is going to give you a total area. It's going to give you your tons per CO2 per year, and this assumes that you are trying to plant a tropical forest, or your idea is that there is a tropical forest even given in that land. But we know that it's not a tropical forest, right? This is not a area, this is an urban area. But so you just click on that tropical forest and you go configuration. It's not on you to justify this part of the verifier, and we're going to talk about that in a bit. And then you calculate final result. It's going to give you like a chart, and all of this will be provided. Let's say if there is a tropical forest in that land, you will remove 17 cars from the road. Your average CO2 impact would be 4.8. Your if you had a home over there, you'd be 6.5. That it could actually be true. And if you just had trees, it would be something else, right? Now this graph is different. We're going to talk about that a little bit. So whenever you want the GIS data, right, whatever the GIS data over here, it says this is the GeoJSON data. That's basically it. So you don't have to go outside of the whole process. You can just click this, it download in your software, and you just click on this and upload, and then you give a description of the project and you click this create button. I'm not going to click a create button or create an actual project for you, because this at this time, if I create one, I'm going to have to restart and create it again, and I don't want to do that right now, right? So that's it, you're done. You created a project. Now this project you've done, now this info is going to start and populating for you. That's it. If you're a project developer, if you have like an area where you've done good things for the climate, this is all you need to do to get started. You go to go here, type all your details over here, get your details from base working map, and upload it from here. Like, it's very easy. I could put an argument and say we could have put all those tools over here and did all of that, but it kind of blocks you whenever you put it in a model like this, and then you just like have a flow like that. You might want to change things, right? So what you're going to do is you can upload data, right? So whenever you upload data, you can select an existing project like this. You can click one. Since there are no projects, we're not going to select one, but I do have an option for you. You can go to forest restoration, for example, right? You can select your data type, whatever kind of data type we have. You can select that, and you can select your date, MMDDDYY, and you can upload your data, right? Now, how do you get the monitoring data? We talked about this in this earlier report, right? You can either get it from the drone mapper software, or you can get it from your Bipak portal. For Nepal, you can figure out, hey, if there is an accident in that particular location. Let's say we selected this particular location earlier. We've gone to Sirutar, this is Bagmati zone. This is probably around, this area is probably around this Oranigo highway, somewhere around here. Like, I don't know the exact details, but somewhere around here, like this exact location, right? So we can figure out if there is an actual flood or a warning that can come around. This would be the data that we'd export from. By clicking on this button, we can export it, download all the default settings. We can download it from here, or you can get to the IPCC database. You can add that. Now IPCC database is not going to give you like the monitoring data, right? So where are you going to get the monitoring data? So you use the drone data. You fly a drone and get the data, or you can use remote sensing tools and get that data approved, right? So if there is a external scientist or third party that you use, or a surveyor that you use to make a report, you can upload it here. And then you write your progress notes, whatever you've done, whatever kind of milestones you've achieved. Let's say you've been able to install if this is a project where you're talking about installing electric vehicle chargers and everything else, you can add that over here as a milestone, and then you can submit your data over here, and that's it. That's pretty much it, right? Now, once you've done all of this, right, now you started a new project, you can upload data. Now you can request for verification. You can request for verification type. There's different kinds of verification. You can select the type of projects that you have, so you create multiple projects, right? You're not only limited to doing one kind of project. You can ask for a verification, right? And then to upload your verification documents, all you got to do is whatever kind of verification application you want to draw, or usually in South Asia you have to write an application, right? And your verification documents are provided by your national policy. I'm going to talk about how that is going to be incorporated. Once that comes in, once the national policy for Nepal comes in, you can you'll be damn sure that it will be available over here. In one of the layers, we're going to provide you all the documents that you need in doing any of these things over here. You don't have to go to any other software. Once the policy is passed, it's going to be available in this layers menu. So we're going to talk about that tutorial whenever it comes. So if you ever need help, a tutorial video will always be here to guide you. And if it's always confusing, we always have customer service answering any of your queries 24/7, 365. You can just text that WhatsApp number. You can email that email for customer service, and you can always get that. So since we right now are in the process of finalizing what are the different kinds of tools that we need, once the policy comes in, we're gonna populate that into this layer, so that you don't have to go out of the ecosystem of this, right? So you can request a verification, and you can upload this document, you can add additional row, and you can either submit request or you can save draft, right? Some of the times you might want to change this, or you can want to change verification type. There's different kinds of verifications because the policy in Nepal is not passed, so we can't give you a verification type, right? So they would want annual monitoring or quarterly monitoring or final monitoring or a different kind of monitoring. I don't know what kind of tag that they want to put that in the national policy. So whenever that is updated, it will get automatically updated in this software. So that's pretty much it. Now once you're done, so what happens, right? There is a scenario that might affect you. What is going to happen if let's say the data that you uploaded and the government stakeholder wants to ask you to, let's say, review this project again, or a verifier says this is not up to standard, or verify again. You don't have to go and ask them physically, right? All you gotta do is look at info, and whenever they click that in their own view, they can see all of this. It's going to be very easy for you to keep track of all your tasks over here. So if you've uploaded a project, and if it's not out there, like if you uploaded a project, it's not like approved, or there's some issue, all your issues are gonna be over here, and then all you gotta do is keep on uploading monitoring data, right? Whatever they ask in that info and task, you just keep uploading monitoring data, because you've already created a project. All you gotta do is do this, and that's it. Very easy. You can solve it using the software. And the type of flow that we're imagining is anything that you need, any kind of task that you need, it will be provided over here. And then you're gonna be asking me, like, what if for some instant I want instant answers and I want instant help, right? What if the customer service representative is busy 24/7, 365? They're busy with another client. That is not going to happen, but we have a Carbon Assistant over here that's going to help you out. So all you got to do is click this chatbot button, and it's going to pop up. You can pop this down or pop up, and any type of info that comes over here, this chatbot is going to guide you in solving that problem. If you've used ChatGPT, that's the type of solution that we're providing you. So with that, we're at the end of the tutorial for project developers, and in the next tutorial, we're going to talk about these different kinds of roles: financier, verifier, and government stakeholder. and then I will see you again. Thank you.